Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good night. My name is AudreySA-2310733014 and my register number is 2310733014. In today's video, I would like to explain my reading report about the language policy and language planning. So this is two parts is important because in sociolinguistic, because language is not the tool because language is a tool for us to communicate and also closely related to identity, politics, and society. First, I would like to start from the language policy itself. So language policy is referred to decisions and rules about how language are officially used in society. So these decisions are really usually made by the government or the institutions. For example, how the government officially decided to use this language in a country. I mean, like, if you are using an Indonesia language in Indonesia, it means like it officially used in Indonesia, so it's already legally used in Indonesia because of the government or the acceptance of the government or the institutions. It's for us to strengthen the identity or managing communications in multilingual society. So next is about language planning. So what is different between language planning and language society? So language planning is like involves several important steps of it. The first step is about how we select, which means that we are choosing a language or variety language to be used, and this decision is always often influenced by the political and social factor. Because the second step is codifications, which refer to standardization of the language itself, so including the grammar, spelling, and vocabulary. We know that this one's like the elaborations of that, and we know that like this language is not only used by us to communicate but also in education, for law, and science. So the final step is acceptance, how these all things are elaborate and acceptance by one rules. I mean, like, if you want to use that language, you have to agree in society that, oh, we all agree that we use this language to communicate for each other, is for our educations or for law. But because without acceptance, language is not, it's like fail, or like language planning is fail if it's not accepting. So in addition, language planning also, the first corpus is planning, like, which more focus on the structural forms of the language, such as grammar and dictionary development. So the second status is planning, which more focus on the role or the prestige of that language itself in society. For example, if you are making a language as an official language. The third is about the acquisitions planning, so which more focus about how people use that language through the education system. So these types of works together to support the success of the language planning itself. So another point of the language is national language and official language. A national language is like the language that represents our identity, our culture, or unity in nations. On the other hand, an official language is used to formal purposes such as government law, or we want to write an academic writing. It's used to use the official language because it's more formal things rather than national things. Because if we are using national language, or I mean, like, national language, we know that it's like more traditional things, or there are more use if we want to talk with our friends, with our family, with our neighborhood, or if we are in the village, we are using a national language. But if we use the formal language, we use for educational system, for the how we use in academic writing. So national language is for us to represent our identity or to the people. Whilst, like an example, you want to show who you really are. If you are from Jakarta, you want to show up that you are from Jakarta, so you talk like in Jakarta things in Minang, like me. But I don't want to really show my identity, because people in here will always know from my accents that I'm not talking in Minangese. So from that, people will already know that I'm not from Minang, and then I'm from Jakarta, but my heredity is from Minang. So people will not consider like, oh, you're really not Minang. But if you want to adapt yourself in a national language, you can adapt yourself. You can show your identity. You are the Minang people because your heredity is from Minang. And then language policy is like how you use language, like it's like government things or like these formal things, because it's referred to the decisions about language use, while the language planning, it's referred to the process of implementations those decisions through the deliberate language change, like how we change, because they're both are important, because language and society is connected, identity and power in society. So understanding this can be show us language is managed and used in real life. We know that how we use language are really important for us, because language is not only talking about how we use it for communications or talking to express ourselves or our emotions, but also they're showing our identity or something like that. We know that someday we show our identity that we're from here. If you go to Australia, if you go to America, you show your identity that I can use English, but my identity is Indonesia, so I know how to use my national language and language policy and how I use my language planning. So those both are important in social linguistics, because it's really connect to our society. And I think that's it from my reading report about language policy and language planning, and in addition about the national language. I think this is an interesting part in this, because social linguistics are really wider fields of linguistics. I think that's it from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.